It's a beautiful July day, and I thought I'd take you out here and show you how the hot lemon drop chili plants I've been growing as perennials are doing. They're actually in flower right now, looking really beautiful, and we've got the first little chili fruits here starting to form. Usually I grow these as annuals because they're not winter hardy, so I would just grow them from seed from January or February. And then last year when I did that, I had fruits were finally ripening in the end of September. And so by October I took them inside, chopped some of them down and just left them on windowsills, overwintering them that way. And some of them I let to carry on fruiting and stuff, so we had fruit for quite a while. But what's happened, because I kept these plants going, when it started warming up, I could take them outside, give them a few feeds, and they soon started putting on lots and lots of growth. They weren't happy over winter at all. They got covered in all kinds of bugs and pests. Aphids really love them for some reason, whitefly as well. But now it's been worth it. I think it's been a really good result because there are lots of flowers coming here. It's so much earlier than it would have been, and I will actually get some yellow chilies before it gets too cold, because that's what happened last year. The chilies didn't actually manage to turn yellow until October, and by then the chilies could not live outside, so I had to bring them inside, and it just wasn't the same. So it's so great to get a head start on these lovely chilies. They're doing really well. I'm not feeding them as much as I should do, but I've got quite a few plants here. I sowed 20 seeds last year, and so I had quite a few plants. Some of them didn't make it, but it's been a really good result, I feel. Let me show you some of the other ones as well. I've got a few plants actually in this pot here. It's quite a large pot, and so I just put 3 plants all crammed together. And then over here, another plant, just a single plant in this quite large pot. And if you look here, you can see there's a little ladybird, so there must be some little bugs there, although I can't see any. That is such a good sight. I love seeing these beautiful little helpers. But I can't see too many flowers on this plant. I'm sure they'll come soon. And then we got some more. Here we have some as well. And they are quite full of little tiny fruitlets. Little spears there. Little nubs. And lots of really pretty flowers too. So what I'm thinking about doing next year is to take the experiment one step further, because we know that they do fine overwintering. It's a bit of a hassle. It's not the easiest thing because it is quite sad when they get covered in insects. And what I found really helpful was to keep them all separate from the rest of any houseplants I have, because I do overwinter some plants in the house, and these ones are just so prone to pest attacks that when I kept them close to some other houseplants a few years ago when I tried it the first time, I ended up chucking the chili plant outside and giving up because it infected some other houseplants with mealybugs, or not mealybugs, sort of whitefly. Just covered with it, or thrips, whatever they were. Just some really annoying white pests. So this year I kept all the chili plants separate from anyone else. They were on their own windowsills, so they couldn't infect anyone, and that really worked so well. So there's so many flowers coming through now, and I'll give them a little feed today, keep them going. But really lovely. I love these chilies. They're so tasty. They're yellow obviously when they're ripe, and they just taste so much of lemon because it's really, really great flavor, and they're quite hot too. So really, really, really delicious. But I definitely say it's been a success. And yes, what I was going to say is what I'm planning to do this year is I'll collect seeds from one chili. I think what I've heard is that chili seeds don't keep that well, so I'll just get one seed. If you use them within the year of harvesting the seeds, I think. Otherwise they're not very viable. So I'll harvest some seeds from one chili, I reckon, and then try to sow those in February like I usually would, and actually compare how they do compared to the ones I'm growing as perennials. I think that'll be really fun. But it saves so much time and effort to have them just overwintering, ticking away, keeping those roots going. So look forward to lots of tasty chilies soon.